Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive.
Hmm.
Today we are going to be diving into something that I think we all think about like all the time,
Yeah.
and that is happiness.
Happiness.
And so you brought to us a really cool YouTube video
Yeah.
from Psych2Go
Yeah.
called 6 Reasons You're Not Happy Anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know Psych2Go, they make these really cool kind of like animated videos that break down
Yeah.
complex psychological concepts.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is all about kind of like what could be holding you back from happiness. Now, of course, we are not trying to diagnose anyone here.
Right.
We're just trying to spark some reflection and look at this from a, curious perspective.
Yeah.
So what jumped out to you from this video?
I think the first thing they mention is this whole chasing dreams versus actually living now.
Yeah.
It's great to have those long-term goals and those aspirations, but sometimes we get so focused on those that we forget to enjoy those little joys that are right in front of us.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's like planning a dream vacation a year out and stressing about every little packing list.
Exactly.
And you forget to enjoy the weekend trip that you're on, like, right now.
Right. It's about finding that balance,
Yeah.
having those aspirations that give you direction, but also appreciating what you have at this moment.
Yeah.
I think it was like, what was it? Happiness is a journey, not a destination, or something like that.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
So true.
Mm.
Okay, so what's the next hurdle that they talk about in terms of happiness?
Well, they dive into the whole materialism trap.
Ooh.
We've all fallen for it.
Oh, yeah.
That new phone, that fancy gadget, that temporary high we get when we buy something new.
Yes.
But the thing is that feeling fades so quickly.
It's like a dopamine rush, and that's
No.
like, okay, what's next?
Right. And the video touches on this concept called hedonic adaptation.
Ooh, I like that word.
It's basically our brain's way of getting used to things quickly. So even that amazing new purchase becomes just another item in our house before you know it.
Right.
And it used the example of a shiny new phone eventually becoming just another dust collector.
Oh, yeah.
And it made me think how much of what we buy truly brings lasting joy versus maybe investing in experiences.
Experiences, yeah.
And things that really resonate on a deeper level.
I like that.
Yeah.
So we've got chasing future happiness. We've got the pitfalls of material things.
Right.
What else does Psych2Go pinpoint as a potential, like, happiness blocker?
Well, they shift gears a bit and focus on our internal world a little bit. Specifically, how we often get caught up in those negative what-if scenarios. They call it rumination.
Rumination.
Basically overthinking and stressing about things that might not even happen.
Oh, my gosh. Am I the queen of what-ifs?
Right.
My brain loves to come up with the worst-case scenario, even when there's no real reason to worry.
Yeah. And the video offers a great strategy for dealing with this.
Okay.
They say if it's a legitimate concern, that you can actually do something about.
Yeah.
Create an action plan,
Yeah.
break it down into steps.
Love it.
But if it's just your imagination running wild,
Oh, yeah.
try redirecting your focus
Mm-hmm.
to something positive or engaging.
Yes. It's like hitting the mental reset button.
Exactly.
Sometimes all it takes is a walk in nature or a good book or a chat with a friend
Yeah.
to kind of shift out of those negative thought patterns.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They also point out the tendency to blame ourselves for things we couldn't control.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And this is where the concept of locus of control comes in.
Locus of control.
It's about understanding what is within our sphere of influence and what isn't.
So if we're constantly trying to control things that are inherently uncontrollable,
Right.
it just leads to frustration and anxiety.
Exactly. And Psych2Go suggests focusing our energy on the things we do control,
Okay.
activities we enjoy, nurturing relationships,
Yes.
personal growth.
I love it.
It's about choosing to be proactive rather than feeling helpless.
Yeah.
So think about it. What is one thing you can take action on today that makes you feel empowered?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Maybe it's starting a new hobby, reaching out to a friend, or even just taking a few minutes for yourself.
Yeah, I love it. Like taking charge of your own happiness, even in small ways.
Exactly.
Get on to the next roadblock.
This one hits home for a lot of us.
Ooh.
Holding on to grudges.
Oh, yeah.
Psych2Go's message is pretty clear.
Okay.
Harboring resentment hurts us more than anyone else. It's
Yeah.
like carrying around a heavy weight that prevents us from truly moving forward.
Forgiveness is such a powerful thing.
Right.
And they make a good point. It doesn't mean condoning the action,
Yeah.
but rather releasing that emotional burden that it carries.
Right. And they suggest evaluating whether the person is actually worth keeping in your life.
Oh.
If not consciously choose to move on,
Yeah.
if they are then actively work towards forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It might involve therapy journaling or even just having an open conversation. It's a
Yeah.
personal journey, but ultimately it's about freeing ourselves from that negativity.
I like to ask you, dear listener,
Yeah.
is there anything that you are holding on to
Mm-hmm.
that might be worth letting go of?
Yeah.
That's something to ponder.
Right.
Now, before we move on,
Okay.
let's unpack Psych2Go's final point.
Okay.
And this is all about self-judgment.
Yes.
We are often our own harshest critics,
Mm-hmm.
holding ourselves to these impossible standards
Right.
and beating ourselves up for mistakes.
Yeah.
It's time to start treating ourselves with the same compassion we'd offer a loved one.
So true.
It's true. We would never say those harsh things to a friend.
Yeah.
So why do we do it to ourselves?
Right. The video uses a funny analogy.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Would you say those things to your dog?
Exactly.
It just highlights how absurd our inner critic can be.
It really does.
Right. And they suggest practicing self-compassion, noticing those negative thoughts as they arise and challenging them. Are they really true? Are they helpful?
Yeah.
And then replacing them with more supportive, compassionate self-talk.
Yes. It's about retraining your brain
Right.
to be kinder to yourself.
Exactly.
I think that's a great place to pause for now. It's
Yep.
covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
And we'll be back with part 2 of this deep dive to explore even more insights from the Psych2Go video and what they mean for you.
Sounds good. It's interesting how all of these 6 points
Yeah.
from Psych2Go all kind of connect back to our mindset,
Yeah.
to how we view ourselves and the world around us.
I was just thinking that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not always about external factors, but rather how we interpret them, how we talk to ourselves, and where we choose to focus our attention.
And speaking of focus,
Okay.
the video's outro has a really important message about seeking support when we need it.
Oh, yes. I remember that part.
Yeah.
What stood out to you about that?
What stood out to you about that? Well, they remind us that we don't have to navigate these challenges alone.
Yeah.
They specifically encourage viewers to reach out to a therapist or counselor
Yeah.
if those feelings of unhappiness persist.
You know, I think that's such a crucial point,
Yeah.
especially since there's still so much stigma around mental health.
Right.
Sometimes we forget that seeking professional help
Yeah.
is just as valid and important
Right.
as seeing a doctor for the physical ailment.
Absolutely. The video does a great job of normalizing it. They frame therapy not as a sign of weakness,
Right.
but as a courageous step towards self-care and well-being.
It's like saying, hey, it's okay to not be okay.
Mm.
And there are people who can help you through it.
Yeah.
There's strength in recognizing when you need support and reaching out for it.
You know, it makes me think about how we often try to solve everything ourselves,
Yes.
especially when it comes to our mental and emotional well-being. But sometimes having an objective perspective, someone trained to guide us through those complex emotions
Totally.
can make all the difference.
It's like having a coach for your mental health.
Yeah.
Someone who can help you develop those coping mechanisms and strategies
Right.
for navigating life's challenges. And it's not just about addressing major issues.
Right.
Therapy can also be beneficial for personal growth and self-discovery,
Yeah.
even when things are going relatively well.
Exactly. It's about investing in our mental well-being,
Yeah.
just like we invest in our physical health.
Yeah.
And sometimes that investment involves seeking professional guidance.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to pose a question to you, dear listener.
Okay.
Have you ever considered therapy?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts and feelings
Yeah.
about seeking professional support for your mental well-being?
Right.
Take a moment to reflect on that.
And if you're hesitant or unsure,
Yeah.
maybe explore what resources are available in your community. There are often low-cost or sliding scale options. Yeah.
And many therapists offer virtual sessions these days.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Makes it even more accessible.
Exactly.
Great point.
Yeah.
And remember, reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and self-awareness.
Absolutely.
It's about prioritizing your well-being
Yeah.
and taking proactive steps towards a happier, healthier you.
Right.
All right, ready to continue exploring those insights from the Psych2Go video?
Absolutely. Let's dive back in.
Okay.
The video also talks about the importance of aligning our actions with our values.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I struggle with that sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, like getting caught up in the day-to-day and losing sight of what truly matters.
They suggest taking some time to reflect on your core values.
Yeah.
What is most important to you? What kind of person do you want to be?
Yeah.
And then how can you align your actions, your choices, your daily life
Yeah.
with those values?
It's like creating a roadmap for your life.
Ensuring that you're moving in a direction that feels authentic and fulfilling.
Right. And it doesn't have to be this big, overwhelming thing. It can start with small, intentional choices.
Yeah.
For example, if kindness is one of your core values,
Right.
how can you incorporate more acts of kindness into your daily routine?
Yeah.
Maybe it's simply offering a genuine compliment to a stranger, helping a colleague with a task,
Yeah.
or volunteering your time to a cause you care about.
It's like that saying, what you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say.
Right.
Our actions are a reflection of our values. So it's important to ensure that they're in alignment.
Yeah.
I'm curious, dear listener.
Yeah.
What are some of your core values? And how are you living them out in your daily life?
Right.
Take a moment to reflect on that.
Now, the video also touches upon the power of gratitude.
Ooh.
It might seem like a simple concept, but it can have a profound impact on our happiness.
I've heard about like gratitude journals and things like that. How does Psych2Go suggest incorporating gratitude into our lives?
Well, they suggest starting each day by acknowledging at least 3 things you're grateful for.
Okay.
It could be something as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a sunny day,
Yeah.
a good laugh with a friend.
Yeah.
It's about shifting our focus from what we lack
Yeah.
to what we already have.
It's like training our brains to see the good,
Exactly.
even amidst challenges. And the more we practice gratitude, the more we notice those little blessings
Right.
that we might have otherwise overlooked.
Exactly. And the benefits of gratitude go beyond just feeling good. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can improve our physical health,
Oh, wow.
strengthen our relationships, and even boost our resilience in the face of stress.
So it's not just about feeling happy in the moment.
Right.
It's about cultivating a deeper sense of well-being that permeates all aspects of our lives.
Now, building on gratitude,
Okay.
the video also highlights the importance of celebrating small wins.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get so focused on the big goals that we forget to acknowledge those smaller victories along the way.
Exactly. They suggest taking the time to savor those accomplishments,
Yeah.
no matter how small they may seem.
Yeah.
It could be finishing a challenging project at work, learning a new skill,
Yeah.
or simply sticking to a healthy habit.
It's like giving ourselves a pat on the back for our efforts.
Right.
And acknowledging that progress, no matter how incremental, is still progress.
And by celebrating those small wins,
Yeah.
we reinforce those positive behaviors and create momentum for achieving even bigger goals.
Oh, I like that.
It's about cultivating a growth mindset
Yeah.
and recognizing that every step forward is a step in the right direction.
So, dear listener, what's one small win that you can celebrate today? What have you accomplished, no matter how small?
Yeah.
That deserves recognition.
Right.
Take a moment to acknowledge your efforts and give yourself credit for the progress you've made. Wow, we've covered like a lot of ground in this deep dive into happiness,
We have.
exploring everything from chasing dreams to, practicing self-compassion.
It's amazing how all these seemingly different points connect back to our mindset
Right.
and our choices.
Yeah, it's like happiness isn't this like elusive thing out there.
Right.
It's something we cultivate within ourselves
Yeah.
through our thoughts, actions, and, how we navigate the world.
And the Psych2Go video does a great job of giving us those practical tools to do just that.
Yeah.
One thing that really stuck with me was their emphasis on human connection.
Oh, that's so important.
Yeah.
We're social creatures by nature,
Mm-hmm.
and yet we isolate ourselves.
Yeah.
Especially when we're feeling down.
Right. They highlight the fact that strong social connections are crucial for our well-being.
Yeah.
They encourage us to nurture those relationships, make time for meaningful interactions, and build a support system of people who uplift and inspire us.
And it's not just about quantity.
Right.
It's about quality.
Exactly.
It's about having those deep, authentic connections.
Yeah.
Where we feel seen, heard, and understood.
And they also talk about the importance of giving back to others.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's volunteering our time, donating to a cause, or simply offering a helping hand to someone in need.
Yeah.
Acts of kindness not only benefit others, but also boost our own happiness.
It's like that warm, fuzzy feeling
Yeah.
you get when you do something good for someone else. It's a reminder that we're all interconnected.
Right.
and that our actions have a ripple effect.
And on that note, they end the video with a really powerful message about focusing on the present moment.
Mhm.
It's easy to get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future.
Yeah.
But true happiness lies in appreciating the beauty of what is right here, right now.
It's like practicing mindfulness,
Exactly.
being fully present in each moment
Mm-hmm.
and savoring the simple joys that life has to offer.
Right.
It's about like taking that deep breath, noticing the sensations around us,
Yeah.
and appreciating the gift of being alive.
And I think that's a beautiful message to end on.
Yeah.
Happiness isn't a destination, it's a way of being.
Mm.
It's about cultivating a mindset of gratitude, self-compassion, connection,
Yeah.
and choosing to find joy in the everyday moments.
So, dear listener, as we wrap up this deep dive into happiness,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a challenge.
Okay.
What is one thing you can do today to bring more happiness into your life?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's reaching out to a loved one, practicing gratitude,
Yeah.
or simply taking a few minutes to appreciate the beauty of the world around you.
Remember, happiness is a journey, not a destination.
So true.
And the journey starts with a single step.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into happiness.
Yes.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and practical tools
Mm,
to cultivate more joy in your life.
absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving deep,
Yeah.
keep learning, and keep choosing happiness.
Sounds good.